There once lived a man whose name was Solomon, the son of the mighty King David, the same David who defeated Goliath with just a sling and a stone. Solomon was born to Bathsheba, the woman David deeply loved. And though David had many sons, God had chosen Solomon to sit upon his throne, to rule over Israel and continue the promise of peace and prosperity. When David grew old and his strength faded, he called Solomon before him. He said, "Be strong, my son, and show yourself a man. Walk in the ways of the Lord your God, and he will bless all that you do." And so, after David passed away, Solomon was crowned king, young, humble, and inexperienced, yet chosen by God himself. One night, as Solomon slept, he had a dream. And in that dream, the Lord appeared to him, saying, "Ask me for whatever you want, and I will give it to you." Now imagine, a young king, newly crowned, the ruler of millions. He could have asked for power, wealth, fame, or the death of his enemies, but Solomon bowed his heart and said, "Lord, I am only a little child. I do not know how to rule these great people of yours. Give me therefore an understanding heart to know right from wrong, that I may judge your people justly." God was pleased. He said, "Because you have not asked for long life, riches, or vengeance, I will give you wisdom such as no one before or after you shall ever have, and I will also give you what you did not ask for, riches and honor, so that no king shall compare to you all your days." When Solomon awoke, he realized it was a dream, but that dream changed his life forever. Soon after, two women came before the young king, fighting over a baby. Each claimed to be the mother of the child. The palace was silent as Solomon sat upon his throne. No witnesses, no proof, just two voices crying out for justice. Then Solomon said something shocking. "Bring me a sword." The guards obeyed, and the entire court froze. Solomon said, "Cut the child in two. Give half to one woman and half to the other." Immediately one woman screamed, "No, please give her the baby, do not kill him." But the other woman said coldly, "Let it be neither hers nor mine. Divide him." And Solomon rose and declared, "Give the living child to the first woman. She is the real mother." The crowd gasped. News of his wisdom spread across Israel and beyond. From that day, everyone knew this king's wisdom was from God. Under Solomon's reign, Israel entered its golden age. He built grand cities, magnificent palaces, and roads that stretched across the land. Silver and gold were as common as stones in Jerusalem. Ships from every nation brought treasures, spices, and wood from distant lands. But Solomon's greatest achievement was building the temple of the Lord in Jerusalem, a house for the name of God. 7 long years it took. The walls shone with gold. The doors were carved from fine olive wood. The Ark of the Covenant rested inside, surrounded by 2 massive golden cherubim. When the temple was finished, Solomon stood before the people and prayed, "Lord, may your eyes be open toward this house day and night. When your people pray toward this place, hear from heaven and forgive." As he finished, fire came down from heaven and consumed the offerings, and the glory of God filled the temple. The people bowed their faces to the ground, shouting, "The Lord is good. His mercy endures forever." One day, far away in the deserts of Africa, the Queen of Sheba heard stories of Solomon's unmatched wisdom and wealth. She decided to see for herself. She came to Jerusalem with camels loaded with spices, gold, and precious stones. When she met Solomon, she tested him with difficult questions, but Solomon answered them all with ease. She saw his palace, the food on his table, the clothes of his servants, the burnt offerings he made to the Lord, and she was overwhelmed. She said, "The half was not told to me. Your wisdom and prosperity exceed everything I heard." And she gave Solomon gifts of gold and spices. In return, Solomon gave her whatever she desired. Then she returned to her land in wonder, praising the God of Israel. Solomon became the richest man on earth. Every year, he received 666 talents of gold. That's over 20 tons of pure gold yearly. He built a throne of ivory and overlaid it with gold, and 12 lions stood beside it. He wrote 3,000 proverbs and 1,005 songs, speaking about nature, animals, plants, and life's mysteries. Kings from every nation came to hear his wisdom. The world admired him, the man who once called himself a little child. But even the wisest man on earth is still a man. Over time, Solomon's heart began to drift away from the God who gave him everything. He loved many foreign women, princesses from Egypt, Moab, Sidon, and Ammon, 700 wives and 300 concubines, and these women brought their own gods and idols into Israel. Solomon, once a man of pure faith, began building temples for these false gods, Chemosh, Molech, Ashtoreth, gods who demanded sacrifices. The Lord was angry. and said, "Because you have turned away from me, I will tear the kingdom from your son. But for the sake of David, your father, I will not do it in your lifetime." Enemies rose against Solomon: Hadad from Edom, Rezon from Damascus, and Jeroboam from within his own land. His peace began to fade. His heart was heavy. The same man who built the temple now found himself far from the God he once loved most. In his later years, Solomon looked back on his life, all the wealth, pleasure, wisdom, and glory, and realized it was vanity without God. He wrote the book of Ecclesiastes, saying, "I have seen all the works done under the sun, and indeed all is vanity and a chasing after the wind." Let us hear the conclusion of the matter. Fear God and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. And so, after 40 years of ruling Israel, King Solomon died, full of wisdom and regret, leaving behind a kingdom that would soon divide. He was buried in the city of David, and his son Rehoboam reigned after him. The golden age of Israel was over, but his name Solomon, the wisest man who ever lived, would never be forgotten. Moral of the story: no matter how wise, rich, or powerful we become, if we drift away from God, everything else becomes empty. Wisdom without obedience leads to downfall. But a humble heart, faithful to the end, shines brighter than all the gold in the world.